Hey guys, it's Mike here, 10 years in Taiwan. I wanted to talk to you guys about crazy stories about like eating food in Taiwan. And I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing because people just think that eating food is a natural nature, of course, or natural. I don't know what that is, but a lot of foreigners, like when they come here for the first time, they're just going to do stuff like go eat at the convenience store or whatever it is. And, that's cool, more power to them. But that's not me, it's crazy. When I got here, I had a recruiter because usually when you teach English in Taiwan, you get somebody to go make an introduction for you. You don't go to the place directly, they got me a pretty good job. I was like working 50 hours a week. The pay wasn't really good per hour, but I had work. So so when I met and we talked and we sat down over at like a local restaurant, she says order anything you want, and obviously the menu or whatever it is when it was on the wall is completely in Chinese, so I had no idea. I was like, okay, great, order what? Back then I didn't like use AI. I didn't use like any translation software or whatever it is. Like now it's like not really a big deal for me. I could just use my phone if I don't understand the characters or whatever. Luckily, because oh my God, I guess the language I think is like it's a huge problem. But that was in the beginning. I'm okay now. So the point is that I had I guess not a roommate, but like we were all staying in the same house, and I met a guy. Ironically, his name was Mike too, and he was like from the States. He showed me like, okay, you go to this menu and you check off like all the things that they want. They just get it for you, right? And it was a place that had it was all like dumplings and one of these fried, I don't know, things like they're kind of like dumplings, but they're like really long, and obviously like soup and stuff like that. And eating in a place like this is not really it's not really healthy because it was just it's all like oily and fried, and I couldn't keep doing it. But I mean, at least it was something else instead of like just going to the convenience store and wasting my money and eating something that's like super not healthy. So. That was the first thing. And you guys have heard of my stories about like going to like some type of sandwich shop and telling them like what ingredients that I want on the sandwich, and then they're just like, and it's really bad. I would say more so that the times that has happened to me, actually, I could probably count them on both hands. One, I went to some, it was like a fast food place. Actually, there's two funny stories about one is like I told the old ladies over this fast food place that I'm a vegetarian, and then they were like, oh, you're a vegetarian, okay, great, well, yeah, why don't you eat these this shrimp? And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, shrimp is vegetarian, right? So that was just weird. That was funny. Second one was I went over to this other fast food place, and it was actually the same franchise or like whatever it was. And I don't know what it was we were like fighting over. It was like a bottle of water or like some sandwich or something. And he's like asking me like, so this is what you want, right? And like I'm, replying back to him in Chinese, and we're just not really like meshing well together because he's like basically saying that he wants me to understand him when I'm like the one that's doing the order. So it's like, hey man, like I want you to understand me. And it was really bizarre. So where's another weird one? Oh yeah, I went to like a really big fast food chain. I won't tell you which one it was, right? But this was like this is a really classic story. So I was like saying to somebody like, and I was like, the thing that you need to understand about in Taiwan is that if you don't say things the way that people want, then they won't give it to you, right? So, I didn't realize that. So I was like trying to order like a fish hamburger, and I was like, okay, I'll take the word for fish and hamburger and just like smash them together in Chinese Mandarin, and then I'm good to go, right? So then I told them that, and they're like, what? And like 10 times, and it was just really making me upset because I was just really hungry. So they would just not provide me with the service that I wanted. At the end of the day, I was just like, forget it, because in Taiwan, like if they don't understand like what you want and what you're doing, they will just freeze, and there's no way to get past it. They won't like make any suggestions. It won't be like, okay, well, is this what you want or whatever it is. They'll just freeze. This is kind of in I don't know what to say, like its connection with like this weird story that I heard about when I was kind of perusing through some of my social media. But So some young guy, I'm assuming he's a foreigner, and he fell off his bike, and he said he had like a bloody knee or like whatever it was, and like basically like in the street, and everybody was just, and he was over in Taipei, and everybody's just kind of all going around him, and nobody's like trying to help him or anything like that. So kind of going with like the thing that I'm telling you about, like with the fast food and stuff, it's like, well, I need some help, and I need some, well, I mean, I don't know what to say service, but I need some help in order to do the thing that I want, and like nobody's like just available. They don't want to help. Maybe it's a language problem. A lot of people say it's because they don't speak English or whatever it is. They can't tell you what they want. That's fine, right? But there's kind of like on a basic human level where you understand like how people are, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, like I could just help you, or right. So that's like kind of my big. I don't know, this big obstacle that I've been trying to overcome since I've been in Taiwan is just the fact that nobody's going to help you. And I know that in kind of life, people won't really, there's nobody coming to save you, there's nobody coming to help you, blah blah blah. Usually if you have these like self-made entrepreneurs, they did it all themselves, or they had like a team that they commanded, and those guys kind of followed their lead, but nobody was going to say like, hey, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. You could probably like learn for free by like borrowing some books from the library about like somebody doing the thing that you're planning to do. But then again, if it's been done before, like, are you going to really make the next Google? And everybody knows that the next leap from search engine is AI anyway, right? So like that's kind of the I don't want to say it's the El Dorado. What analogy can I use except for the fact that it's like the next big thing, or like it's like this thing that people like need to explore and they have no idea about. So anyways, guys, yeah, just getting back to the the food or like whatever it is, like if you can only order the thing that you want to eat, then the food is delicious, right? And yeah, there's so much delicious food in Taiwan, but even for me, like living in 10 years, like, or for 10 years, going through the menu and being like, okay, well, I want this, that, and the other thing. I can't read the whole menu. And so I don't really know what I want. I just get like somebody else to order it for me, which is what I don't want, because other people, I don't want to say like helpless foreigners, but other people who are kind of in that situation where they just got here, they're like, yeah, just order me like whatever. I did like something really absurd. I just kind of like blankly like went on the menu, and I think honestly the thing that I ordered was almost raw. So don't do that. Don't just be like, okay, I want this, because that's another thing that I don't really like, is I don't like really like hot pot. And people who know me, it's kind of funny, like hot pot is it's like work for me, because if you guys don't know what hot pot is basically like you got this boiling soup, and then you like chuck in the meat and the vegetables, and I don't want to like do it. I just want like my food to come out, especially if I'm paying a premium for it. So anyways, guys, the point is that like if you know what it is and you want to order, that's cool. I know this guy who was like some foreigner that was traveling over in like Xiamen or whatever it is, and he was like, oh, I know one thing to order. I know to order what is this called? It was like noodle mian or something. It's like beef noodle soup or something like that. And he's like, okay, well, at least I won't go hungry, but I'm gonna order that all the time. And I was like, oh my god, like I can't imagine like every day, every meal you're just gonna order like beef noodle soup. No way, man. But yeah, yes, that's the way that some people do things, right? So yeah, you don't really even have to like learn Mandarin like that well. You just have to learn how to order stuff. You have to learn how to order food. So practice that before you get here. Practice that when you get here. If you have any, I know it's kind of weird that I'm kind of doing this in my office, but comments or ideas or whatever about what I should talk about next, or if you think that I'm totally wrong about this video, then let me know. See you guys later. Bye.